it's super important to give them direction, right? Someone like the experience that I had when I first came into the industry, and I've worked for several companies, obviously since I first started. But when I first came into the industry, I wasn't given direction. I was just said, look here, sit here, learn, and here's a phone book, right? Call. And that was it. So I got my own computer. I got my own phone. I got literally everything. And I sat in that cubicle and I did that. The learning curve was difficult. It was challenging. Luckily I was in that position, like I said, where my overhead was low and I could weather that. But nowadays, I try to shorten that, right? Looking back on my personal experience, what helps people shorten that learning curve, get up and running faster, is kind of giving them that direction, giving them that structure, right? Craig, to your point, you mentioned systems. I'm a big systems guy. I create systems around everything. That's how I ramped up my business as a loan officer to where I was one of the top producers for Countrywide Home Loans way back in the day before, they folded in 2008. But even now, I'm a systems guy because one of my biggest responsibilities here at Axia Home Loans is to grow our teams, grow our presence, and that's through recruiting. So I spend a lot of my time doing that, and I do it nationally. So there's no way for me to do that without having extreme structure in place, extreme systems in place. So I take everything out of my head and literally I run it from my phone because I'm on the road a lot, or I run it from my PC, and I just go by what that tells me to do. Then I'm free to create, and that's kind of where I think I shortened the learning curve. I did it on the loan side of it. You can do it in insurance. You just got to have the systems in place, right? To make the sales calls, know how many you need to make, know who they are. Have you identified your, potential buyers, potential clients and customers? And then once you identify them, how are you going to get in front of them? How are they going to know who you are? Right. And then having this follow-up, I think the critical piece that everyone falls on in our industry, I'm sure in yours too, because in sales in general, is the follow-up piece. Got to have a system there, because if you don't, then your sales are going to probably be a small fraction of what they should be.